At the University of Calgary, we don't wait for change. We start something. We've been nurturing the minds and passions of disruptors, innovators, and community builders for more than 55 years, and counting. We've laid the foundation for dreams to become reality, where ideas evolve into life-changing discoveries. Leadership is fostered through mentorship and collaborative learning. And the entrepreneurial spirit knows no bounds. Today, we celebrate that vision, exemplified by UCalgary alumni who have transformed inspiration into impact. Their dedication and achievements make a difference every day. Together, they have saved and improved the lives of those most vulnerable among us, changed government policies and practices, revolutionized industry, inspired the next generation, and empowered communities. Today, we proudly celebrate the entrepreneurial thinkers, the risk takers, the change makers. Welcome to the 2022 Arch Awards.
Yes, good evening. My name is Dallas Flexog. Currently, I'm the morning news anchor for Global News Morning here in Calgary. I'm also a proud alumni, graduate of the University of Calgary in the Faculty of Arts with a degree in Communication Studies, so it is good to be back and smell that Kobe beef in Mac Hall once again. Thank you for being here and joining us here tonight. We are thrilled, beyond thrilled to have an actual live audience this year. It's been a couple years. Thank you as well to those who are joining online. Today we are broadcasting from Calgary, which is located on the traditional territories of the people of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy comprising of the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai First Nations, as well as Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. I would also like to note that the University of Calgary is situated on land adjacent to where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, and that the traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the city of Calgary. Tonight, we are honoring some remarkable achievements of 5 visionary alumni celebrating, yes, not only their achievements, but their innovation, their perseverance, and their optimism. I am joined by Dr. Ed McCauley, the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Calgary, along with Ian Minifee, who is the President and Chair of UCalgary Alumni Association. After 2 years of celebrating the Arch Awards virtually, yes, we are back, and we are also pleased to be joined by the recipients of the 2020 and 2021 awards. Just throw your hands up. We'll talk about you later. Yeah, congratulations. Coming from California, New York City, South Africa, it is remarkable. Throughout the program, I do encourage you to share your favorite moments on social media as well. So what you need to do is tag the UCalgary alumni, use the hashtag Arch Awards. I thought I could get us started if you haven't posted anything yet. Does anyone mind if I take a photo of them from the stage? Okay, ready? Okay, cheese. I'm just going to get this on Twitter real quick. I got a new phone, nothing's set up yet. There it is. Yeah, call. There's some experts in here, I think. Okay, tweeted. So at UCalgary alumni and the hashtag Arch Awards. And for our virtual audience at home as well, there's going to be opportunities to engage throughout the program using the Zoom chat box. So why don't we get that started as well? We'd love to know where you're tuning in from today, so just make a comment in the chat box. And now, as you're doing that at home, it is my pleasure to introduce the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Calgary, Dr. Ed McCauley. As an internationally recognized scholar, a fellow of the Royal Society of Canada, and a former Tier 1 Canada Research Chair, Ed is passionate about advancing education and research with transformative social impact. He's been a leader with the University of Calgary for quite some time, many years as a professor prior to his current appointment as Vice President Research. So welcome, Dr. McCauley.
Great, thanks Dallas, really appreciate it. Isn't it amazing to be back together? I mean, my family of 40,000 is back together. Campus is electric. And for those of you who are very concerned, I'd like to point out that the prairie chicken is back. I'm not sure if it's been assembled correctly, but the prairie chicken is back. So it's really a privilege to be with you here tonight because it's one of my favorite events on the university calendar and one that I've missed doing in person during COVID, as Dallas mentioned, which makes this year's Arch Awards even more special. I like to say that great research universities transform the world around them. They make it more prosperous. They make it healthier, fairer, more sustainable. But we don't do this through words. We don't do this through theories. We do it through people. And the Arch Award honors the most visionary people who came to the University of Calgary to start something, then entered the community to build something, to change something, to challenge something, fix something. And tonight, we celebrate graduates of the University of Calgary who left our campuses filled with ideas and ambition and went on to transform inspiration into impact. They are change makers. They make change close to home, and they even make change on a global scale. They are the worthy recipients of the highest award the UCalgary Alumni Association could present. In a time-honored tradition, now almost 40 years old, there are more than 200,000 University of Calgary alumni, including about 150,000 across Alberta. And their collective impact is monumental. And few have had more substantial impacts than Arch Award recipients. There will be more said about tonight's recipients very, very shortly, but I would like to acknowledge the breadth of their achievement, the extent of the positive impact that they have created. A best-selling author before he turned 30. Someone who advises corporations and institutions around the world on humanizing work and about its future, managing talent and future-proofing teams. A physician who improves public health across Alberta. A tireless advocate for health equity, harm reduction, and evidence-based drug policies. A courageous voice for vulnerable patients and families hurt by substance abuse and overdose death. An engineer who now owns a company with 50,000 customers in 150 countries, providing software to make transportation more productive, improving traffic safety and making transportation networks more sustainable, and delivering tailor-made solutions for architects, airport planners, and their operators. A social worker whose innovative work has transformed social attitudes and advanced public policies on gender justice across Asia, and whose commitment to advancing girls' and women's rights to education sparked a movement across Pakistan and Afghanistan, resulting in progressive change that will support these rights into the future. Finally, for a lifetime of achievement, someone who triumphed over adversity, rising to an executive role at TELUS and leading a task force in the role of advancement of women, and the founder of the Imagination Group, which energizes Indigenous communities and industry by providing advice to Indigenous groups and empowering Indigenous artists. This is the impact that we will recognize this evening. This is the change that we celebrate and the people we honor. They represent the very best from our community, from our campuses. They entered the world to start something, change something, challenge something, build something. And it's my great pleasure and my great privilege to celebrate them and their accomplishments with you here tonight. And to introduce our first recipient, I would like to hand the microphone back to Dallas.
Yeah, thank you, President McCauley. Yes, stay on stage with me here. Also going to invite up Ian Menifee, the President and Chair of the University of Calgary Alumni Association, to the stage to help present the awards. this year's Arch Awards honorees join an accomplished and inspirational community of recipients dating back to the first award handed out in 1985, if you can believe that. So throughout the evening tonight, we're going to discover how the 5 outstanding alumni in the Arch class of 2022 have changed policy, have carved their own past, have asked tough questions, and worked tirelessly to build a brighter tomorrow in Calgary and really around the world. So now, it's time. Bruce Buffer does it better. The first award. The Early Career Achievement Award recognizes professional achievement in any field by a graduate aged 30 or younger. This award honors a recent graduate whose career success has brought distinction through their accomplishments or creative leadership. So let's meet our first recipient of the evening. If I had a play button, I'd play it. There it is.
The 2022 Early Career Achievement Award recipient is Eric Termundi, Bachelor of Commerce, 2014. Keynote speaker, author, and entrepreneur. At only 30 years of age, Eric is a globally recognized thought leader on the future of work and workplace culture, having spent nearly a decade studying the workforce and the employee experience. His first book, Rethink Work, became an Amazon bestseller and was also listed among the top 4 personal finance and economic books by the Financial Post in 2016. Eric is the founder and co-founder of 2 business ventures that help organizations optimize their company culture. His podcast, 1 Degree Shift, shares how little changes can lead to winning teams and preparing for the future of work. As a passionate storyteller, Eric is a highly sought-after and inspiring keynote speaker who has given more than 400 presentations to hundreds of industry-leading organizations around the world. Congratulations to our 2022 Early Career Achievement Award recipient, Eric Termundi.
My gosh, this is a little surreal. This afternoon I had an opportunity to walk through the campus again, all the way from the Olympic Oval straight to the train station. And I was filled with a lot of the same feelings that I had 14 years ago when I first walked through these halls. Now, in full transparency, I don't remember much of the first week, but I do remember the feeling that I had walking through these halls. And it was a sense of home, really. I always felt that I belonged here. It felt very safe. And when I was thinking about what it meant to feel safe, really 3 words sort of came up. I felt that I was believed in, I felt that I was trusted, and I felt loved. Right from the first time I got to shake Jim's hand, he looked at me in the eye as if we had been longtime friends, not student number 100343111, which of course I'll never forget that either. But I had this feeling from Gareth, from Colleen, from Carol, now from Carmen, of people here at this institution that believed in me right from day one. I felt loved. I felt loved from my parents, from my brother, every time I needed to make a phone call, whether it was good news or bad news, whether I was trying to figure out this career. They didn't necessarily understand it, but they didn't have to. They gave me that love through and through. And I feel trusted. I've got my beautiful fiance with me here today. And as I embark on these risks, on these uncertain ventures, I will always ask, do you trust me? And she'll always say yes. This university has felt like far more than an educational institution to me. It's felt like home. These 4 walls in any of the buildings that I got a chance to walk through have felt safe. I've felt believed in, I've felt trusted, I've felt loved. The truth is, in my career, especially as an Early Career Achievement Award winner, I don't build stages. I don't host events. I'm given stages and I'm given events. And so this Early Career Achievement Award doesn't just go to me. It goes to everyone who said yes to me, who gave me a stage, who gave me an opportunity, and who gave me the platform that I have today. And truthfully, that all started here. My very first professional keynote speech was signed. The contract was signed by Gareth McVicker. Jim, you gave me opportunities time after time, and it gave me the confidence, the trust, the love, the belief to be able to do something that I'm grateful to do every single day. To my family, to the University of Calgary, to my fiance, and everyone who's made this special, thank you so much.
As well said. Congratulations, Eric. Very well deserved. On to our next award now. The Arch Award recipients are selected each year by their peers. It's a group of dedicated alumni volunteers, past recipients as well, who they review all of these nomination packages with care, and then they select the winners from there in each category. The next category today is the Community Commitment Award. It recognizes a graduate who has made outstanding contributions through their professional or volunteer service and who through that work has had a significant impact on their community. So let's learn a little bit more about this year's award recipient.
The 2022 Community Commitment Award recipient is Dr. Hakik Virani, Doctor of Medicine, 2001. Associate Clinical Professor in the Department of Medicine at the University of Alberta and Medical Director at the Metro City Medical Clinic. Dr. Virani is a specialist physician in public health and preventative medicine and in addiction medicine. A tireless advocate for health equity and harm reduction, Dr. Virani's exemplary leadership has impacted policies and practices in battling Alberta's opioid crisis. In 2015, Dr. Virani championed the first on-reserve naloxone distribution program in Canada, the impetus for the current province-wide program. Dr. Virani frequently contributes to international news outlets on substance abuse and addiction issues, continuing the dialogue that is necessary to remove the stigma surrounding addiction and those impacted in its wake. Congratulations to our 2022 Community Commitment Award recipient, Dr. Hakik Virani.
Wow. So like Eric, being back in Calgary, I've been combing through memories myself, and one of my earliest ones is sitting with my mom at the kitchen table, her helping me with a little art project. We were tracing the logo of the Aga Khan Foundation for Global Poverty Solutions. And the logo, if you don't know, is a stylized representation of a right hand. Symbolizes skill and achievement and caring. And my dad came by and looked over my shoulder, and he pointed out to me that the fingers on that logo, just like on my little hand, were all different from each other. One of them, the thumb, so unapologetically different that it even moved in a way to oppose the other fingers. And that only because of these differences could the human hand grasp so strongly. And then 25 years later, I found myself a young medical officer of health traveling in Siksika, Blackfoot Nation. And an elder spotted me admiring a craft replica of a teepee. And she came over and, like my dad used to do, she put her hand on my shoulder and started to explain to me that each of those pine poles, she said, is important to that structure. Should one of them bow or splinter, the others will shift ever so slightly, and the teepee will remain tall and strong and beautiful. But were you to remove that bowed or splintered stick, all of them would collapse. That structure could protect no one. The lesson, I think, is that the measure of a community is not quite how it protects its most vulnerable, but the integrity of its connections, the authenticity of belonging. So people who are hurt, like the fractured pine pole, and people who are different, like the thumb on a little boy's hand. In strong communities, those people are needed as they are. Not tolerated, not fixed, not saved, but needed as they are. They belong as they are. They matter. So I'm honored indeed to be recognized for commitment to a community, but I feel like I have to say the honor of my life has been belonging to them, to the East Smiley community where I was raised, to the Indigenous communities who welcomed and taught this outsider, to the genuinely caring inner city community where I work, and to the relentlessly loving harm reduction workers and researchers and policy reformers and advocates of people who use drugs who teach me so much. If I may, as we try and find our way to an end of this global pandemic which continues, I would urge our university and our Alumni Association to continue embracing their roles as members of a community of civil society institutions who must be true nurturers of diversity and engines and stewards of progress, disruptors. And yes, when necessary, like opposable thumbs, guardians of truth and facts in these really challenging, very, very weird times. So, thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Hakik. You can certainly feel your emotion and your commitment to community through your words, so thank you. On to our next award now, the Career Achievement Award. It recognizes a graduate whose leadership and accomplishments have had a positive impact on their field and whose innovation has made significant contributions to our community. So if you are looking for a way to define career impact, our next recipient embodies precisely that. Let's hear a little more.
Our 2022 Career Achievement Award recipient is Milton Carrasco, Master of Engineering, 1992, co-founder and CEO of Transoft Solutions Incorporated. Milton's path to revolutionizing the transportation engineering industry began during his master's thesis, leading to the creation of AutoTurn, a groundbreaking simulation software program that has transformed transportation engineering since its launch in 1991. Shortly after, Milton co-founded Transoft Solutions. More than 30 years later, Transoft is one of the top transportation software companies in the world. Its numerous innovations continue to be used around the globe in the development and maintenance of highways, airports, light rail transit, road signage, and other infrastructure. Milton's long-held belief in corporate social responsibility drives Transoft's mission to actively participate in making the world a better place for future generations. Congratulations to our 2022 Career Achievement Award recipient, Milton Carrasco.
Whew. There's two previous speakers. Could I have them up here read my speech, please? So I got to read my speech. I can't be as eloquent as those two gentlemen previously, so bear with me. First of all, I want to thank you so much for the award. I'm truly honored to be the recipient of the Career Achievement Award. I've come to know some of the winners in the last few days, and I'm in extreme awe at their accomplishments. I completed my master's degree in 1992, and little did I know that the project, a thesis that I was doing would seed the success that would ensue. After moving to Vancouver, my business partner and I co-founded Transoft Solutions, and taking my thesis idea and commercializing it. The software became an instant success, and fast forward 3 decades later, Transoft has grown to be a global company that develops several other innovative products that services the transportation sector. Our users come from virtually every engineering company in the world, US state DOTs and Canadian provinces, and every major aviation consultancy and airport. Our staff of 170 employees comprises of 40 nationalities operating in 30 countries across the globe. While building a successful global company that is profitable and sustainable has been extremely gratifying, humbling, and exhilarating, it is only a part of our journey. At Transoft, with the support of our incredible staff, we have made a commitment to build a holistic company, one that subscribes strongly to corporate social responsibility and good corporate citizenry. Today, our corporate commitments run the gamut from EDI to providing financial support to women in STEM as a long-term play towards gender equality, to keeping our IP in Canada rather than some low tax haven, to donating software to educational institutes, and donating to many charities in times of crisis. We believe we are part of the larger global community, and we have a social responsibility to contribute and to make our world a better place. Success is rarely achieved alone. It takes a proverbial village. There are so many people who have inspired, mentored, and supported me in my journey. I owe my gratitude and my thanks to my villagers, to Dr. John Morrell, who's in the crowd, for supervising my thesis and encouraging me to continue when I was ready to give up. To my work colleagues, friends, family members for being so supportive throughout the years. My Transoft family for their amazing subscription to our corporate mission and values. My parents for shaping my own values. And most importantly, my wife, Val, who's sitting in the front, and my 3 daughters, Erica, who's an alumnus of U of C, law, and Marissa and Chelsea, all of whom have been my anchor and unfailing champions. Thank you for your patience, sacrifice, understanding, and support. None of this would be possible without your support. Thank you.
Congratulations. Some great insight into what you do around the world. A big achievement. Thank you, Milton. Our next category is International Career Achievement Award. This recognizes international career achievement or creative leadership in any international field by an alumni member. So let's hear more about the international impact of our next recipient.
Our 2022 International Career Achievement Award recipient is Dr. Amir Jamal, Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work, 2013, Associate Professor in the Faculty of Social Work. Dr. Jamal is an award-winning international scholar and social activist in gender justice. He has made a significant impact in shifting attitudes and cultural perspectives that affect the marginalization of women and other oppressed groups. His work to advance girls' and women's education rights catalyzed a movement across Pakistan and Afghanistan, resulting in progressive changes to social attitudes, policies, and community practices. His most recent book, The Gatekeepers: Engaging Pashtun Men for Gender Justice and Girls' Education in Pakistan, is raising awareness and creating a new dialogue regarding men as allies in gender justice in the region. Dr. Jamal's leadership in social advocacy has inspired students, scholars, and community leaders to contribute to social and policy change through their activism work. Congratulations to our 2022 International Career Achievement Award recipient, Dr. Amir Jamal.
Thank you. Where is my 40-minute speech? Thank you, University of Calgary Alumni Association. Thanks a lot for this recognition, the panel of judges and my nominators, Dr. Lisa Lorenzetti and my dear Dean of Faculty of Social Work, Dr. Ellen Prole, for this incredible recognition. It is a huge honor for me to accept 2022 Arch International Career Achievement Award. My first inspiration for this work of gender justice and for this noble cause is coming from my mom, my mother, who was the first educated woman in the family and in the community, and then taught to thousands of girls in the villages in the northwest Pakistan for more than 25 years. Through her, I learned and witnessed the power of knowledge gained by women and the power and dignity of men when they stand with women for gender justice and education of their daughters. I often say this: when a woman is educated, a nation is educated. Educated women contribute to more stable, peaceful, resilient communities that give everyone, men and women, a safe and healthy space to grow and flourish with their full potential. I am accepting this award while reminding everyone in these moments that our world is still going through wars, violence, new colonialism, systemic oppression, and growing trend of destructive climate disaster. Recent floods in Pakistan is an example of that. A world where we are still facing these painful questions. Why? Why are more than 130 million girls out of school today? Why even now? 1 in every 3 women globally are facing physical and sexual violence. And my friends, we know some of the answers, if not all of the answers. That majority of threat to violence against women and girls' education are wars, oppression, poverty, patriarchy, and continued gender discrimination. Finally, people of our world deserve the gift of peace. And it's not possible without justice, and particularly gender justice, in education and all sectors of our societies. With the strong support and solidarity of the communities around the world and in Canada, we will continue this journey of gender justice, violence prevention, and girls' education. I want to take this prestigious award and dedicate this to my mom, my family, and to every shoulder I had in this journey, and to all those resilient and courageous women and men who stand for social justice, gender justice, human rights across the globe. I would like to thank my family, my wife, Uzma, she's here, my brothers, Rashid, Naveed, Kashif, and my sweet children, Umar, Daniel, and Hania, for their love, for their continued support in this journey. Thank you so much.
Dr. Amir, thank you for all of the work that you do. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce once again to the stage Ian Minifee, President and Chair of the UCalgary Alumni Association. Ian is a former Dinos athlete and holds a Bachelor of Arts in Economics. He is a long-standing ambassador for UCalgary, former senator, and a dedicated community builder. So welcome back, Ian.
Thank you, Dallas, and thank you for doing such a great job this evening. What a special night it is. Well, already this evening, we have seen the inspirational journeys of 4 of our 5 Arch Award recipients. And shortly, I will present the Distinguished Alumni Award for Lifetime Achievement. I'm humbled by the vision and perseverance of our 2022 award recipients and by the remarkable impact they have made on their communities near and far. They are connectors, advocates, innovative entrepreneurs, and passionate policymakers. And I am thrilled to have the opportunity to celebrate each of our recipients and share their inspirational stories with all of you. Before we move on to our final award, I would like to recognize that we've been joined this evening by UCalgary's new Chair of the Board of Governors, fellow graduate, UCalgary champion, Mark Herman. And I'm pleased to acknowledge the contributions of the many individuals who have played a part in tonight's celebration. The Arch Awards would not be possible without our thoughtful nominators. These individuals were driven to share the inspiring achievements of their nominee, and their efforts to craft each nomination with care is deeply appreciated. I'd also like to thank the members of the Arch Award Selection Committee for their time and effort in reviewing the nominations of so many outstanding UCalgary alumni and selecting the exceptional group being honored here this evening. I would also like to express my gratitude to the members of the Alumni Association Board and committees for their unwavering commitment to engaging UCalgary alumni here in Calgary and across the globe. I am also pleased to share that yesterday I had the pleasure of meeting our recipients a bit early before tonight's big celebration. We met in the afternoon and introduced this remarkable group of people to the future members of the UCalgary alumni family, our current students. These student leaders had the opportunity to meet with and engage in meaningful conversations with Arch recipients from 2020, 2021, and 2022. And based on the energy in the room, they were as inspired as I was here tonight. Finally, I'd like to gratefully acknowledge that our programs are generally supported by UCA partners, TD Insurance and Manulife. A special thank you to the representatives from TD Insurance who have joined us here tonight. While tonight we celebrate the achievements of our recipients thus far, we also recognize that there is still much to tell in each of their stories. And now, our final award of the evening. The Distinguished Alumni Award for Lifetime Achievement is the highest honor awarded by the UCalgary Alumni Association. This award recognizes a graduate who, over the course of their life, has made a notable contribution that has improved their profession and community. Having reached the pinnacle of professional and personal success, they enrich the lives of others through their leadership, shared knowledge, creativity, and innovation. This year's recipient, Dr. Marie Delorme, is an entrepreneur, a social advocate, a respected leader. After building a fruitful career in telecommunications industry, she exemplified UCalgary's entrepreneurial spirit and blazed her own path forward by founding the Imagination Group in 2000. But it's Marie's dedication to the community that is truly inspirational. She has supported over 100 organizations in volunteer and philanthropic roles, often playing leadership roles in Indigenous advocacy and the advancement of women and children at risk. Marie's insights and advice are highly respected. This is exemplified by her role as a professional facilitator for the Tapatope University of Calgary's Indigenous strategy as it moved from inception to implementation. Marie has said that innovation is about two things: creating something new or doing something better. Let's learn more about how Marie has done both things as part of her innovative career.
The recipient of the 2022 Distinguished Alumni Award for Lifetime Achievement is Dr. Marie Delorme, Doctor of Philosophy 2012 and Honorary Doctor of Laws 2018, founder and CEO of the Imagination Group, and a member of the Order of Canada.
All of us have stories of adversity in our lifetime. For me, my strength in overcoming life's challenges came from my parents. I grew up in a fairly traditional Métis household. We were in a rural environment. My parents were not educated people, but they were strong people, and they believed in my brother and I. Education is critically important for all people. It is especially important for Indigenous people who were denied education or who were giving substandard education for so many generations. Education provides us with the opportunity to look at the world in a broader context, to understand the world in all of its aspects. It allows us to think critically. And one of the best examples that I heard was at my graduation ceremony at the University of Calgary, where one of the elders said that our Indigenous youth should strive to go into the world with a feather in one hand and a degree in the other hand. Launching the Imagination Group was definitely a challenging journey. My background was the big corporate world. And what I learned was when you grow up in the big corporate world, it does not give you any level of preparation for an entrepreneurial endeavor. Probably the first challenge for me was to understand that I did not have a large staff to draw upon. I also think that it is a learning journey. The corporate culture at the Imagination Group is one of inclusivity. We embark on strategic planning twice a year. Our staff is included in that. We value the input of the people who work with us. Each and every one of them are amazing. They are amazing contributors. They believe in what we're doing, and they are like family to us. Probably my favorite place to spend time when I was at the University of Calgary was at what was then called the Native Student Centre, which is now the Writing Symbols Lodge. It's a welcoming, very, very special place. Have some very, very good friends there to this day. And although the center has changed, it truly has a special place in my heart. I believe that the only way to look at the future is with optimism. And I have great optimism as I look at the incredible young people that are coming up behind us and who are looking at the world and who want to change the world. We have always, through every generation, dealt with adversity and challenges. We are dealing with challenges again today on every level, geopolitical issues, social issues, but I do have optimism to the future because there is no other choice.
Congratulations to our recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award for Lifetime Achievement, Dr. Marie Delorme.
When Ian Minifee called me a couple of months ago to tell me that I was getting this incredible honor, Lifetime Achievement, my response to him was, just how old do you think I am? And then my next question was, Lifetime Achievement, do you know something about my life trajectory that I don't know? Yesterday, the other recipients and I had the wonderful opportunity to spend the afternoon with a group of undergraduate students from the university. And we were asked to share a little bit about ourselves, about our stories, and we were asked to give some advice to the students. And one of the wonderful takeaways I had from that when I listened to the other recipients was there was a commonality in our stories, and the commonality was about serendipity. You know what serendipity is? It's that phenomena of the unexpected. Those events and people that come into your lives when you least expect it. And we all told stories about that, about planning something in our lives, and then something would happen and it would take us off in a different direction. A number of years ago, a very good friend of mine told me a story, and the story he told me was about taking a walk. And if you're taking a walk down a path and there is a fence, and on the top of one of the fence posts you see a turtle, one of the things you know for sure is that that turtle did not get on that fence post by itself. It got there because somebody helped it. I'm an Indigenous person, I'm Métis. Indigenous people refer to North America as Turtle Island, and if you look at a map of North America, it really does look like a turtle. So this turtle has had many people intersecting my lives to help me get onto that fence post and to have the honor of being here with you today. With us today is my grade 10 homeroom teacher, Miss Porth, now Cheryl Olson. When I graduated from high school in 1973, so now you know exactly how old I am, we did not know the first names of our teacher, but Cheryl and her husband Dave have become dear, dear friends over the years. She gave me a love of literature and reading that has endured to this day. When I graduated from high school, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't have the financial resources or the support system to do that, so I thought if I became a legal secretary, I could put some money away and I could save up and I could go to law school. I was quickly cured of that dream when in the first week of working at a law firm, and remember this is 1973 and lawyers were dictating on these scratchy tapes and the secretaries transcribed them. And the lawyer dictated a legal document, and the legal document had a word I had never heard before. It was entrepreneur. And I did not know what that was. I thought he was saying somebody's name. So I typed Andre-preneur. And I wonder sometimes if that lawyer thinks back and if he remembers that story and explaining to me what the word was, if he says, I had this secretary one time, and I wonder whatever happened to her. You know, along the way, I've had amazing people intersecting in my life and helping me along the way, and I've learned from every one of them, and they're way too numerous to mention. But in the context of the University of Calgary, Dr. Jim Frederis and Dr. Jacqueline Ottman is now the president of First Nations University, were two of my supervisors, and they guided me along the way of that incredible journey. And the late Dr. Julie Rowney, who was a professor in the Haskayne School. I want to talk about Dr. Jim DeWald. I understand through some sleuthing that he was the one who put my name forward to for this award. And David Malaya, who I know was watching remotely, I understand wrote a letter of support. I'm sure there are others, and I'm going to find out who you are because I've got great contacts at the university, and they do talk, you know. My brother Archie Delorme is watching remotely as well, and he's a man of very few words, but he has always been a champion and a supporter, and I'm forever grateful for him coming on this life journey with me. And the most important person in my life, without a doubt, is my wonderful son, Colby Delorme, who is here. He's the president of our companies. He has been my mentor, my inspiration. I was a mother when I was 20 years old, and he and I, in many ways, grew up together. And he is now my business partner and the president of our companies. Thank you, Colby, for everything you have given me and everything you've taught me. I'd like to thank the Alumni Association. Thank you so much for this honor. And congratulations to all of the recipients over the last 3 years in 2022. I was in awe as I heard your stories yesterday and as I saw your videos today. You are an inspiration, and I congratulate everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marie. You exemplify everything that this award stands for. What a truly outstanding impact you have made. Now, you may have noticed the serving staff passing out some non-alcoholic sparkling beverages. So I'll ask everyone to raise a glass, and if you're able, and join If you stand if you're able, and join me in recognizing this year's remarkable honorees. To Marie, Hakik, Eric, Milton, Amir, the impact you are having in your professions and communities is an inspiration to all of us, and we are proud to toast you as the Arch Award class of 2022.
Thank you to all of you as well who have joined us this evening to celebrate in their achievements as well. I also hope you have enjoyed the beautiful artwork in today's presentation, which you've seen digitally up here. Each portrait was digitally created by UCalgary Bachelor of Arts degree graduate Dane Thibault. The originals are going to be presented to the recipients at the end of the evening. Maybe you've had a chance to see them in a frame over there. They are remarkable, so if you haven't walked by that table, go take a look before you go tonight. Thank you to the band who is playing the music as well tonight, providing some ambiance. Sure. And tonight's Arch Awards celebration is the kickoff to more than 15 programs taking place during Alumni All Access. This is an annual program of events and experiences that highlight the best of UCalgary. It runs until October 13th. If you were inspired tonight, I don't know how you couldn't be, I encourage you to check out the programs featuring 3 of tonight's recipients, Eric Termundi, Dr. Hakik Virani, and Dr. Amir Jamal. Everyone is welcome, by the way, so you can invite your family, you can invite your friends to join you as well. And I do want to congratulate our 2022 award recipients once again, Eric, Hakik, Milton, Amir, and Marie for their outstanding accomplishments and achievements still to come. As Marie said, a lifetime of achievements to come. So let's give them one more round of applause. And if tonight made you think of any other incredible UCalgary grad in your own network, please consider nominating them for next year's Arch Awards. Nominations are going to be open later this fall, so watch for those. I do want to say have a good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight here in the room and at home.